Hey everyone, Catch 'em All Collectibles here. In today's video, I'm going to give a state of the business. I'm going to give a general business update on Catch 'em All Collectibles and what is going on with my eBay, Fanatics, TCGPlayer, little bit of all over the place business update. So yeah, just recently, school started. Last Thursday, I'm actually recording this. Game day baby. NFL season just kicked off. The Jets play tonight. I'm recording this at 10:37 a.m., 2.5 hours before it will be uploaded, thanks to my high-speed internet that I now have, T-Mobile high-speed home internet, not sponsored, but very happy customer. Hopefully this will upload in time at full 1080p resolution. But anyways, what's going on with the business? What does the school year have anything to do with it? Last year, kind of business and life update, I guess. A lot of it towards the end will be more the life update. But last year, I worked nights. Last school year, I worked nights. My daughter was not yet in school. My daughter has now started pre-K, full day pre-K. So I'm back to working. Like, when school is in session, my two kids, my wife are all there. And I am here working. I'm being productive. And doing that during normal business hours is nice. Doing that between 8 and 5-ish, somewhere in there. Very, very nice. So I will be working, yeah, normal hours. My wife, teacher, she has a fair bit to do during the evenings. From here and there, we'll be able to see each other more, which is really nice. We'll pick certain date nights, certain times to hang out. But it used to be really rough. She'd get home, my son would get home from school, she'd take my daughter, and then I'd be working all night long and not seeing the wife and son too much. But so that's a great like lifestyle change. That's a great business change too. Back to working during the standard hours that people are working, 40 to 60 hour weeks probably moving ahead. Depending when the school is off though, I'm gonna be off. I'm gonna be taking time when the post office is closed and the school is closed, which is quite frequently. I will be definitely hanging out with the family more and planning trips and things around that. But anyways, what am I doing on eBay? If anyone saw my Instagram, just I posted it 1 minute before I started recording this video. So this post, maybe 20 minutes. Sorry, 20 minutes. I got called out right there. Not 1 minute, 20 minutes. 90 days ago. So 90 days ago, my prior 90 days on eBay had done $825,000. The eBay vault was a massive portion of my business, both for my personal flipping and for my consignment business. So 90 days later, just September 7th, I pulled this so that it was like 90 days later. What per what Google told me, that was 90 days. 159,000 down from 825,000. I'm still doing, in my opinion, great on eBay. I mean, 90 days is roughly a quarter of a year, slightly under a quarter. Multiply that by 4, over $600,000 on eBay is my current trajectory. eBay Live looming in the future, different things looming in the future that might be able to aid that number. Certain things at the start of Fanatics, I was sending a lot of excess stuff to Fanatics that I in hindsight wasn't ideal for it, kind of to get the ball rolling, to test out what worked, what didn't work. I think Fanatics really excels in 250 plus, $500 plus cards. If you want to consign with me, the rates are right down there. You can see where the break point for $500 cards, I net out to you 93% of total sale price with hammer. So yeah, things really excel there. A lot of Japanese promos, a lot of higher end cards, mid high end cards, whatever you define $500 plus cards. But yeah, you can see, I mean, what percentage wise is that? 159 over 825. So an 80% decrease. I'm only doing 20% of what I had done in the prior 90 days, but that was because the eBay vault was closing. That was because I and many others opted to do a final last wave auction. Not only was my 90-day 825, my 30-day at one point was probably 500,000, 600,000. That last few weeks of the eBay vault really got crazy because a lot of people didn't want it back. They wanted it gone, and they wanted that 0% last shot at that 0% fee. But where did all that go? What's going on now? At the time that the eBay vault was on, I was not working with Fanatics Collect at all. At that time, they were still called PWCC. I actually had done business with PWCC years prior. I made videos on this channel years ago that I sent everything to the PWCC vault during all that craze, getting their insurance. Now I have my own business insurance, which is great. But yeah, the Fanatics vault, I scaled from zero. I scaled from nothing up to $523,000 sold in 90 days. And that's, again, just like eBay, that's not only my own stuff, that is consignor cards as well. But yeah, 900 cards sold, 43 currently for sale in weekly auction. 140, I believe we're going into. Always linked below, both my eBay and my Fanatics, if you want to check out what I have for sale there. But yeah, that is kind of the state of what's going on with my business, where things are being sold. Consignments are a huge portion of that and will continue to be into the future. But aside from eBay and Fanatics, some amount of both, I could separate them out, but that would take a fair amount of work. I didn't do it for this video, but maybe I'll do it in future videos. Probably my 2024 recap video, actually. But when we get to the year end, I will separate what was consignments, what was my own buying and selling, because that's a common question. Oh, well, how much did you make on that? Blah, blah, blah. I'll do that at the year end video. But for now, you just get the gross number. Gross number, not net, as always. But yeah, what else do? I do eBay, I do Fanatics, both my own flipping and consigning. I also recently started up TCGPlayer. One thing I talked about, potentially having lost last year. So this year we lost eBay Vault. Last year, 2 years ago, we lost TrollandToad EVO. Some amount of my inventory is still at TrollandToad EVO, trickling down. I still have, I actually had a major sales week. I sold like $20,000 of my TrollandToad EVO in 1 week. Someone came and bought out like all my Crown Zenith ETBs, all my Charizard Ultra Premium collections that I had listed. I didn't have them all listed, so I re-upped with more quantity now if you want to go buy some. I have them pretty much at market, maybe slightly over. TrollandToad EVO used to sell at a decent premium to market. So I used to think price things low list on TrollandToad, but kind of above market. These days, at some point, that stuff's all coming back to me, is what they're saying. Still hasn't yet, which I'm grateful for. But yeah, sales are still going well there. What I was talking about TrollandToad EVO for is that it's still one segment of my business. 2024 year-end recap will have 6 figures of sales through TrollandToad EVO. Maybe not quite 6 figures. I think I've been selling two grand a week or so. I guess that will still work out to 6 figures, because it's been about 2 grand a week most weeks, and then 20 grand that one random week. Earlier in the year, actually, I think I had some big weeks too where I thought I was going to have to take everything back, but I didn't have to take everything back yet. So TrollandToad will be 6 figures worth of sales, all my own stuff, no consignments, anything like that. TCGPlayer has a store your products, they call it, SYP, store your products. It is not the same. TCGPlayer Direct and TCGPlayer Store Your Products even are not the same as TrollandToad EVO. At some point, I might start utilizing them, but what I've done in the interim, is kind of a TrollandToad EVO of sorts. It is, I have someone else managing my TCGPlayer. Shout out to Skya, that one guy. That's his name, not that one guy, Skya. Literally, his name is Sky, that one guy. So shout out to him. He is managing, and he offers this service for other people. I think he buys a lot of collections, Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon. He also might, he's a 1099 independent contractor for me. He's not a W-2 employee. I'll talk about that a little bit when I talk about streaming too. But anyways, he basically just warehouses my inventory. He prices the inventory respective to market, and he sells it for me. So I'm paying him a percentage based type thing, where he is managing, kind of like I did with TrollandToad, right? Business to business, not really even 1099 independent contractor, more of just a business to business relationship. He stores and sells my product for a percentage, for a certain margin. So yeah, that is another wing of my business. If you find Catch 'em All collectibles on TCGPlayer, probably don't buy from me if you are trying to buy gradable stuff. I have in front of me 500 cards meant for grading. One thing that I had not been doing much of last school year, because I was working nights, because things were crazy, I focused primarily on the consigning business first, and then everything else came kind of second, third, and on down. I have 500 cards in front of me. Another wing of my business I will tie in here, the Pokenomics Patreon. Pokenomics Patreon is linked below if anyone wants to join that. Deep data dives, weekly office hour chats in Discord, monthly Zoom meetings that we post on my YouTube as unlisted videos. We record those if you are not able to make those live. The office hours are not recorded. But I have in front of me 500 cards that are headed to PSA this week alone. I'm not sending 500 cards to PSA every week, but I will be sending hundreds a month to PSA, CGC, BGS, getting things ramped back up. I mean, I used to do that. It's not like that's a brand new thing for me. But I have a little test going. Utilizing Graded Edge that is currently, and for the short to medium term future, Graded Edge is kind of like Pokenomics Patreon exclusive. If you go, you have to create a login. It has to have the same credentials as your Pokenomics Patreon membership has to be able to log in. But I made a video on that. I'll link above a couple weeks ago that kind of shows how it works. I'm using that. I'm actually undergoing a massive test. Like some amount of intuition, some amount of just being in the market. You'll know kind of what cards you can grade and flip for profit. But Graded is a tool that will scrape all the data from all the recent sets, and there might be some surprising ones that have a margin there higher than you would have expected. You watch the video if you want to see the whole thing. I won't turn this into an ad for that, but yeah, the Pokenomics Patreon is still like something that is part of my everyday. I'm in the Discord, I'm doing the office hours every week, I'm doing the Zoom calls every month. I still do consulting. Consulting is not something I've done, never been a major part of my business, but it has been something that I've offered for the past couple years. And $50 for half an hour, $100 for an hour if you want to go over what you're doing with your business, if you want to vet some different collection buys that you're making, if you want to talk about tax type stuff. I will not give you tax advice. I will help you at a discounted rate to what your accountant will charge you likely. I will make sure that you ask the right questions to your accountant and you verify the right things with your accountant. That's been a common thing that people have used me for, to kind of spitball ideas, go over what they're doing, what they're thinking, and I'll just talk about like, hey, this is what I think about that. This is what I did in that instance. If you want to vet this with someone after this conversation for actual tax and financial advice. Aside from that, one thing I have noted was to shout out Retro Specs on Instagram, retro_specs, I believe it is, on Instagram. He is my sole provider, not sole provider. He is my main provider. He is my main provider. I do venture into the Japanese sites by myself from time to time. I do have a video linked on how to do that if you want to do that. But Retro sources most of my Japanese product. He actually has, we have a little bit of Retro Evo thing going on too with Japanese booster boxes. All the Japanese booster boxes listed on my eBay are stored and fulfilled by him at his location. So I'm kind of like scaling. I've always said, just humble fisherman Dan. I'm never gonna like hire W2 employees on site. I'm never gonna have like a multi-man operation on site. But business to business is great. Using other businesses to scale. And I think I have a video, I might remember to link above, of all the different aspects of my business at that time and how scalable they were individually. But when you are a one-man operation, like you're limited to your 40 to 60 hours a week and you can only do so much. When I have Sky doing my TCGPlayer, when I have Retro doing some Japanese stuff, when I have coming soon, I'll get to the next segment, live streaming. I'm approved for eBay Live. I'm approved for Fanatics Live. I can't say for certain that it will happen in September, but it will happen before Chicago Collecticon. I'm trying to hone in on a certain date, but Chicago Collecticon is the weekend of October 12th and 13th. Sometime before then, I will have a live stream. I will have a live stream on both eBay, likely both eBay and Fanatics, and I will have streamers streaming for me at some point. Maybe it will only be me before Chicago Collecticon, and then maybe they'll be the week after or shortly thereafter. But I want to do it myself first, get a feel for the back end, how it all works, get a feel for how all the reporting gets pulled, how I can figure out how to pay my streamers. So shout out to PK. Hopefully they're fine with me sharing this, but I feel like we've talked about it in enough live streams now. I feel like their names have been dropped in enough Discord's live streams. PK, Poke Knowledge Cards, and Ponga. And Ponga will be two of my first locked in. As long as nothing changes on their end, I'm fully comfortable, ready for them to stream within the next month or so. So I've been talking about it since like the spring, but it's actually coming soon now. That is something that is actually coming soon. So look forward to that, or not, I guess. But that will be something that will be talked about on my YouTube, talked about on my Instagram with devoted videos as they come. But yeah, live streaming is definitely coming. But one great thing, like the thing that I generally like most, and the thing that I think I excel most at, I don't think I have great charisma, great camera presence for being a live streamer. I'm very robotic, very mundane, very monotone in a lot of ways. Just too boring to be a constant live streamer. I think I did a little bit last year, tied with my Shopify. I still have my Shopify. I don't sell anything on it. Funny enough, it's just like a landing base for my my consigning merch. At some point, merch is actually down right now because Stream Elements is down. Maybe by the time, maybe this week actually. If you click it soon, maybe the link isn't even there because it's down. But Stream Elements turned into Fourth Wall. I actually ordered some sample stuff. I actually have my playmat that came from Fourth Wall, and I had everyone sign at Rusty's. I need to get these back up. I think what I'm gonna do this week, I'm gonna actually make a note now. I'm gonna commit to launching. Maybe I have 2 hours until this video goes live. There will be a link for my merch in the video below. It might only be my playmat because I had an issue with the t-shirt. The logo was too small, and I didn't like the hat either. I ordered a hat, a t-shirt, and a playmat. The hat I didn't like because instead of a snapback, I actually got like a weird different clasp type on the back. And then the t-shirt, the logo was too small, so I need to resize it, order again. There will at least be playmats available by the time this video goes live, hopefully, if I can figure that out. Let me make a note, make playmats live. Continuing on, sorry for that little diversion there. But yeah, that is TrollandToad live streaming, TCGPlayer, eBay, grading, flipping, all that stuff. Oh yeah, where I was going with that. I think the thing that I do best, and one of the things that I enjoy most, is kind of like the treasure hunt, trying to seek things out, trying to find things. One of my own biggest competition for me buying collections is my own consignment service. Kind of an interesting dynamic there. Sometimes, if somebody has a multi-six-figure thing, I'd rather consign it anyways. I'm not liquid enough to buy a $300, $400, $500,000 collection at any given time. I feel very comfortable buying $5,000, $15,000, $50,000 collections. That's kind of like my wheelhouse. That's where I think I excel there, because most people, most small businesses, most side hustlers can't buy a $25,000, $50,000 collection. They're not liquid enough to do it. I'm constantly liquid enough to do that, as long as I haven't just bought 2 or 3 in the past week or whatever. So that's like my wheelhouse. There's a lot of businesses that are significantly larger that could also do that too. But yeah, I'm here if you have those collections to sell, 70 to 85%, depending on what we're talking. I'm usually looking for modern, singles, raw, gradable, ideally near mint, like not cherry picked, or sealed, or slabs. Nice thing about it is that I used to have to, like part of the reason that I'm looking into live streaming is because it's one type of business that I've not done myself. It's one, aside from the little bit of Shopify, YouTube, and part of the reason that I didn't go too deep into Shopify, YouTube combination is because one is kind of cumbersome. It's kind of cumbersome to bounce between the two, and having it all in one place is nice. But eBay, Fanatics, they handle they handle everything. Like Shopify, it's just not as clean. It's not as clean because of the whole sales tax thing, Nexus. Shout out to Brian Pokiani. He's talked to so many videos about what happens when you have your own Shopify store. You have to do all the advertising. You have to do all the you have to do the advertising. You have to take care of the sales tax stuff once you hit Nexus in different states. It's just a lot more red tape, a lot more work. I like the route of having the platform that's doing all the advertising for me and just building myself up within their area there. Neither one is necessarily better or worse. There are massive businesses both inside of, I mean, what one inside of the ecosystem is like a Probstein doing hundreds of millions of dollars a year. And then one outside of their ecosystem, outside of but kind of inside of too, TrollandToad. TrollandToad has their own massive website, yet they still have their own eBay account too, where they cross-list a lot of stuff. So there is something to be said for like how big the reach is. That a lot of David Adams Card World, TrollandToad, a lot of these companies are collectors cash. They're both physical, in person, their own website, and on eBay as well. A lot of them, some of them might be on Fanatics Live and all that too. I believe David Adams Card World is at least. But yeah, I think that's kind of talking about what's going on. I'm going to be back to routinely grading stuff, getting this system put together where I buy collections, the things that are gradable go to CGC, BGS, PSA. The things that are not gradable, they go to TCGPlayer, or they go to eBay, or they go to live streaming. And then some amount of the grading hits. Certain cards do best at Fanatics. Certain cards do best at eBay. Certain cards do better on live streams. So I will make future videos, absolutely. This one is kind of like a quick hitting, well, not too quick. It's going to be almost 30 minutes probably by the time it's done. I didn't think it was going to be that long, sorry. Or you're welcome. But I'm going to make more videos in the future on how I determine which cards get sold where. I don't spend an eternity. I don't spend all my time trying to optimize every $5, $10 card, figuring out exactly where to squeeze the last penny out of. But like there's some diminishing returns if you get too crazy with it. But I kind of want to be the one managing it all. buying it, sending it to its right place, getting it sold, getting it to its end consumer where the highest margins made. And yeah, that's how I think my time is best spent. I don't think my time is best spent live streaming. I don't think my time is best spent hacking all the orders necessarily. Fanatics is great for that. Having live streamers is great for that. Having Sky, having Red, like having other people that I'm paying well, compensating well to do their work. I think it's great because it's more my capital, my sourcing, my all that, and then paying other people well for their labor to do all that. As long as they're enjoying it, as long as they're like making a reasonable wage for doing it, that's what it's all about, right? Creating win-win scenarios. So, I do have a couple videos coming soon that are kind of business related. I can't put a firm date on them. I had a pre-recorded banking video rant, banking credit cards, ranting about how hard it is to move money, transact money. The amount of stories that I have from the past 2 weeks, personally, on wires and ACHs and all like checks, all these different things. I will make a standalone video. I recorded it. It was 20 minutes long. I ranted like crazy. And then more stuff happened. More stuff happened. I have a new bank account now because of it. I will talk about that all in its own video. I won't turn this into that. But a banking rant is coming very soon, talking about what new bank I chose, why I chose it, talking about whys, talking about PayPal, talking about how I move money, Zelle, all that stuff. Talking about how I move money as a business, buying collections, paying consigners, all that stuff. That will be one video coming soon, maybe Monday, maybe the following Monday. I'll also do a video. So Dan, you've done the bulk hustle. Like I used to sell playsets of 4 Versus Seekers, playsets of 4 different trainers on eBay. I still sell for MetaZoo. I still sell some super cheap singles on eBay. But I used to do it more so with Pokemon. So I've done the bulk grind. I have a Roka actually. I've done the bulk sifting. I've done the bulk grind. I've done ripping a little bit. I'm gonna do a little bit of live streaming myself. I've done the buying grading plays. I've done the modern sealed investing. I've done a little bit of like everything. Why not brick and mortar? I will talk in a video, a standalone video, why you will likely never see, or not anytime soon at least, a Catch 'em All Collectibles LGS. That will be a standalone video upcoming, hopefully sometime in September, sometime in the next few weeks. And last thing, this was mostly a business update. I didn't think it was going to be 20 minutes. I thought it was going to be like 10. And then I thought I was going to do a life update for like 5 minutes. I already covered the life update a little bit, but I want to do a little bit more about personal stuff, personal SMART goals, accountability, all that stuff for the people who hung out till the end of the video. So at the start of the year, I was 252 pounds. I made a video where I talked about that fact. Not all record numbers are great is what I talked about. Record numbers on the bathroom scale are not great. I am, as we speak, I weighed myself. So this morning, I'm doing this Monday morning, the same day you'll see this. Hopefully, if it uploads within the time to see it at 1 o'clock. I did Air Alert this morning, and then I showered, weighed myself 236.7. 236.7. The first time I've seen sub 237 in quite some time. I'm on a self-imposed soda ban. So at the start of the year, I said I need to be 225 by the end of the year. I started the year at 252. I gave myself a check-in point of 240 by April 1st, and I did it. I was 240 April 1st. I was also 240 September 1st. A little over a week ago, I was still 240. 5 months doing nothing. 5 months flat. Because I didn't create smart goals, smart checkpoints. 225 by the end of the year was not going to happen if I didn't do something, didn't start doing something. So Air Alert is so that I can dunk a basketball again. Kind of like a little vanity metric. I just want to be able to dunk a basketball again. It's been way too long, over a decade. But yeah, part of it is like getting me back on track with this weight loss thing. I will be 230 by, I will at least see on the scale. Maybe I won't truly be 230. Maybe it'll be fluctuating 230 to 235. I'm a big dude. Water, weight, hydration levels, how much you fluctuate at least 5 pounds, if not slightly more, depending on the day, depending on the time. So I want to at least see 230.0 on the scale before October 15th. And then 225, like I want to be firmly 225 by January 1st was my goal from last January 1st, or this earlier January 1st, 2024. So January 1st, 2025, I will be 225. Like I want to be 223 to 227. I want my average to be 225, not just seeing it on the scale one time. And by October 15th, I want to just see 230. I'll probably be more likely 230 to 235, but I want to see it once. Today I'm 230, 236.7, 237. Air Alert went well. I need to invest in a new chair for my what do they call it, step ups or whatever. But yeah, I am going to be focusing a little bit more. I'm playing Pokemon Go again with the family. My kids are super. My son more is super into it. My daughter gets really excited as he does though. A lot of his favorite things become her favorite things, and she'll just say whatever he's saying to yeah, that's just what kids do a lot. But I am on. I think I said it and I didn't finish. But I'm on a self-imposed soda and beer ban for all of September. It's tough with football season. I'm still. I had chicken wings last night for dinner. I'm still gonna do some pizza and wings. I'm still gonna do some steak. I'm still gonna do all the things I like to do aside from soda and beer. That's my punishment. That's my push to get me to 230 by the end of by October 15th. No soda and beer in September since I slacked off so much all summer. And yeah, I'm on the drive for 225. The drive for 225. It's gonna happen. It's absolutely gonna happen. I'm gonna post about it periodically. I'm gonna talk about it periodically here on YouTube. And I'm really excited. Everything looking ahead, I'm really excited to get more into shape. I'm really excited to get healthier for myself, for my family, for my kids. I want to be around for the next 50 plus years. So part of that is not being obese. Part of that is actually being active. This is quite a sedentary job. I'm talking about having Sky or Retro, having all these other people fulfill stuff. It's like, Dan, what do? You just sit behind a computer, click a few buttons, and you buy stuff. That's a lot of what this job is. Like, occasionally, Stellar Crown actually comes out this Friday, probably tomorrow, probably Tuesday. I'm getting my shipment for that. That's going to be nearly a pallet worth of stuff. That's going to be a lot of moving boxes, but that's not every day. That's not all day. That's not all the time. I need to start curling the booster cases as I'm putting them away. I need to start doing sets. That's actually one thing. So my Air Alert is a nice program that Monday, Wednesday, Friday for 16 weeks, it will have me doing different active things. If anyone out there has a suggestion for an upper body thing that I can do on Tuesdays and Thursdays in between doing Air Alert. So yeah, for anyone that didn't see my posts on it, this is what the Air Alert program is. For 16 weeks, it's got the odd weeks, it's got the even weeks. So this morning, I did 2 sets of 20 leap ups. I did 2 sets of 10 calf raises, 2 sets of 10 step ups, 2 sets of 15 thrust ups, 1 set of 100 burnouts, and then squat hops are only Wednesdays. But I'm doing this on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So I'm resting the entire weekend, and then Tuesdays, Thursdays. And then even weeks, I'm doing Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So I have something that I should do Monday, Friday or something. Days that I'm not doing Air Alert, basically, I want to be doing something semi-productive towards my upper body. Some amount of crunches, some amount of push-ups, pull-ups maybe. If you have, instead of just doing it randomly, I kind of want something structured. I haven't done too much research on this. Maybe someone will have something they can suggest to me. I would very much appreciate that. If not, I'll figure something out. But yeah, starting tomorrow, starting Tuesday, I want to do X amount of sets of X amount of sets of Y amount of push-ups, and I kind of want to scale that over the 16 weeks too. I don't need to get super buff or anything. I just want to be a little bit more well and healthy and fit. Not looking to become a gym rat and get crazy buff or anything, but trying to just get healthier all around, trying to get a little bit stronger, healthier, more fit all around. That is a big goal, not just short term, like by the end of the year hitting that number, but then maintaining that. I'm not going to do Air Alert all the time every 4 months, but I'm gonna when that ends, when that is over, I'm gonna find some general routine 30 minutes a day that I can I really don't want to go to a gym. There's not one close. I'm not going to drive 20 minutes to go to a gym to spend 20, 30 minutes working out. I need something, no machines, no equipment, that I can just do at home. So yeah, Air Alert is the next 4 months. Some kind of upper body to do in the in-between days for the next 4 months during that. And then something starting the new year, like something that I can just maintain. Something that it'll time really well finishing right around like Christmas time. Maybe I'll take a couple week break, and then for the new year, I want just a general routine that I can do at least 5 times a week, the days that I'm working, start my day with it, and stay fit, stay well. So yeah, that's kind of like my personal life update, business life update, all that stuff. I think I covered everything. I'm really looking forward to the school year starting, because I can get back into working like more consistently, more regularly, and I can actually start checking off different goals and propelling the business to the next level. I'm not gonna just constantly seek growth. There is a number. There are certain numbers that once I hit them, I will definitely dial back a little bit, but I'm not there yet, and it could come soon. But part of all that too, part of getting all these other things set up, part of getting some of the outsourcing is it becomes easier to manage, and once more things are outsourced, once more things are optimized, maybe my personal eBay does wind down. Maybe more of it is just other people like managing the other stuff, and then yeah, like kind of like having employees, but not just business to business instead of employees. But yeah, tonight, daughter has dance, son has Cub Scouts. They're both playing soccer. School's in session. Big things on the horizon. Big things on the horizon with Catch 'em All Collectibles Incorporated. I covered most things here, but yeah, I'm very excited for the future. I appreciate everyone watching as always. Let me know questions, comments, concerns. If you have any suggestions for the upper body, the off, air alert days, what I should do. Yeah, that's it. Thanks everyone. I will catch you all later.